16-year-old Charleston White took the stand and testified against his friend, Antoine Doolittle, who sat just a few feet from him and listened intently.
He pulled off the hammer back on the gun.
And then what happened?
He fired it.
Look at Charleston White's head.
Snitch ass nigga.
Alright. What's up?
Things this case has stopped me from doing, traveling all across the world, making. So I just want to get it over with, and, accept my guilty plea. I'm ready to get over with.
Charleston White might have finally messed with the wrong person, because this time, Boosie Badazz ain't chasing clout, likes, or internet drama. He's talking about receipts. Real, courtroom-level receipts. The kind that, if Boosie's telling the truth, could have Charleston looking down the barrel of serious jail time. Yeah, you heard that right. Boosie claims there's murder for hire.
Boosie going to jail! Oh, God! Oh, God!
He's pled guilty, and he's facing up to 15.
God answered my prayer.
Why?
Because I prayed for him to be found guilty. Y'all don't remember? Remember I prayed?
No, I remember.
No cap, this saga keeps getting crazier by the day, and every new update just adds fuel to the fire. Let's break it down.
You taking the plea deal. I think he even said he hopes you die in jail and stuff like that.
Yeah, I heard.
No cap, this saga keeps getting crazier by the day, and every new update just adds fuel to the fire. Let's break it down. Boosie and Charleston White have been going back and forth for a minute now, weekly online.
Happened for what, nigga? When you had a 15-year-old hitman, nigga, that murdered black people. Who next, Boosie?
So when Boosie says there's old evidence tying Charleston to that same era, people take notice, because Boosie knows that world. He's lived it, survived it, and came out. That line, "I did things I ain't proud of," set the internet on fire. Because when you're denying something, you don't talk like that. Boosie caught it immediately. He reacted with that trademark cold grin, posting, "See? That's how you know I hit a nerve." And just like that, the tension went from online drama to something serious. Let's be clear, Charleston hasn't been officially charged or tied to a murder-for-hire plot. But according to Boosie, there's a trail. He claims Charleston had connections with Texas street figures back in the mid-2000s, some who got caught up in violent crimes, a few still behind bars today. Boosie said, "Y'all think Charleston turned activist 'cause he found God? Nah, he turned activist 'cause he trying to cover up his past." Whether that's fact or just psychological warfare, it hit Charleston where it hurt. His whole brand is built on redemption, the guy who left the streets and now preaches against them. So when Boosie dropped a 2005 angle and straight up said murder for hire, that image cracked wide open. The internet lost it. People started digging, old mugshot. Still, Charleston didn't fold. He went live again, face red, yelling into the camera. "You can't scare me, Boosie. You can't threaten me with jail, I done seen it all. I done beat cases too," he shouted, but folks noticed a crack in his voice. It wasn't that same loud, fearless energy he usually brings. He sounded rattled. Boosie saw it and moved harder. "If Charleston wanna play with me," Boosie said, "I'ma send the whole file to the feds. They missed something last time, I'ma help MC it this time." That right there is heavy. You don't invite the feds into a beef unless you're ready to go to war. You don't publicly name-drop paperwork like that unless you believe you're sitting on something real. That's why this situation feels different. This isn't just internet beef, it's about power. It's about controlling the narrative. It's about who's willing to risk everything just to make the other back down. Boosie and Charleston? They're two sides of the same coin. Boosie, the street legend who lived that life, survived it, and still wears those scars. Charleston, the ex-street figure turned anti-crime activist, preaching against the very streets he once ran. But underneath it all, both men carry ghosts. Meanwhile, Boosie's been loving every minute of it. He's dropping cryptic posts, teasing receipts, and keeping fans guessing. In one clip, he flashed that trademark smirk and said, "I don't bluff. I bring truth. Y'all gon' see soon enough." That's Boosie all day, calm on the outside, pure chaos underneath. He knows how to keep the crowd hanging on every word. But even some of his own fans are uneasy, because if Boosie really does have old case files, paperwork, or witness statements, and he makes them public, it could reopen wounds the system already closed. And in the process, he might drag himself right back into the storm. That's what makes this story so tense. Boosie knows the system too well. He knows once you start tossing out names, years, and cold cases, you're playing with fire. He's lived it, he's seen what happens when the streets and the courts collide. And this time, it looks like he's willing to risk it all just to make Charleston White go silent. Now let's talk motive. Why go this far? Why dig up something as serious as murder for hire? Some say it's revenge. Charleston's been taking shots at Boosie's family, his parenting, and his legacy for too long. This was Boosie saying enough. Others think it's strategy, flip the narrative, put Charleston on defense, and keep him too busy fighting rumors to attack anyone else. Whatever the motive, Boosie's walking a dangerous line. Because if he's bluffing, it could backfire hard. But if he's telling the truth, Charleston might really have something to lose. Charleston's response since then has been all over the place. Some days he laughs it off, saying Boosie's chasing relevance. Other days, he's red-faced, raging online about snitches and fake gangsters. The public can feel it, this feud's getting darker. It doesn't sound like entertainment anymore. It's starting to sound like real life. And that's when people pull back. Fans love drama, but nobody wants to see it turn deadly. Behind the scenes, sources say both camps have people trying to cool things down. Mutual friends calling for peace. OGs from Baton Rouge to Texas warning both sides to chill, before the wrong eyes start watching too close. Once the feds hear words like evidence and murder for hire, this stops being social media beef. It becomes paperwork, surveillance, subpoenas. And both men know exactly what that means. Still, Boosie isn't backing down. In a recent interview, he said, "I don't make up lies. If I say something, it's 'cause I got proof. I don't bluff on a man's freedom. I talk facts." Charleston fired back. "If you got evidence, show it. Otherwise, you the one playing police." That pretty much sums it up, two men daring each other to prove they're real, while both fighting to protect their image. The internet is devouring it. Videos like Charleston White scared of Boosie, Boosie dropping receipts, and 2005 murder files leak are all trending. But behind the scenes, people who know both men are warning, this isn't a game. When you start throwing around words like murder and evidence, it rarely ends clean. And if either one goes physical, gossip can turn into real-life tragedy fast. Boosie recently dropped a line that stuck with fans. "People forget I done seen real death. I done seen real prison. I don't fear no man, but I fear lies. Don't lie on me 'cause I'll show the truth." And maybe that's what this feud is really about. Not just anger, but fear. Fear of being exposed. Fear of being forgotten. Fear of letting the other man win. Because both Boosie and Charleston built their brands on one principle, never back down. And now, they've cornered themselves, where the only way out is escalation. So what happens next? If Boosie really has the proof, if there's actual 2005 evidence linking Charleston White to a hit, this could blow the roof off everything. New investigations. Fresh drama. Maybe even an arrest. But if it's all talk, just Boosie flexing his street reputation to intimidate, he's playing a dangerous game that could ruin his own credibility. Either way, someone's reputation isn't walking away unscathed. The world is watching, waiting to see who cracks first. Charleston White, the loudest voice in internet culture, now forced to defend his past. Boosie Badazz, the man who once beat the system, daring someone else to face the truth. It's pride versus power. Street versus speech. And the stakes? Higher than ever. Because this time, the threat isn't just words. It's life in prison. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is Boosie bluffing, or does he really have dirt on Charleston White? And if that evidence is real, what happens next? No matter the truth, this story is far from over. The streets are talking. The internet is watching. And every new clip just adds more fire to the flame. When it comes to drama, it don't get any louder than this. This is Buzz and Drama. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned, because the next chapter in this feud might be one nobody's ready for.